In this video, we are breaking down Jgod's best Warzone tips from his Spectating Random series. With over 30 videos in this series, there are a few tips that have come up again and again that these players aren't doing, which is costing them to lose gunfights or to lose the game. And these are some of the key tactics and strategies that are used on a consistent basis by the best Warzone players. So if you're looking to stop dying and losing and you want to know how to improve in Warzone and get more kills or wins, these are the tips for you. To watch all the videos in this series, the link to Jgod's playlist is down below. Tips will be laid out to help you know what you should be doing right when you drop the very last fight of the game. It might sound too simple, but so many of the videos show that countless people aren't doing this, which is getting their loadout. Your first priority when landing is landing in a place where you can get your loadout fast. A lot of high kill racers like to land at Superstore or near it because it does two things for them. They can get a lot of kills in the beginning, but also get a lot of cash for the loadout. If you're playing for wins, you might land somewhere else like Port or Prison, but the objective stays the same. Land somewhere you can get familiar with that has a lot of loot to get your loadout. If you can do this, you will have an advantage over the majority of the lobby because most are not focusing on this or they are doing it way too slow. Now that you have your loadout, you should be focusing on rotation. You need to be aware of the gas and how far do you need to get into the next zone. So many players die because they don't rotate early enough, can't outrun the gas, or don't have a vehicle, or they get pinched between the zone and the enemies gatekeeping them. So whether you're going for kills or the win, how are you going to get into the next zone? The majority of the time you should have a vehicle. I think some players think to themselves they can easily just run into the next zone because they see top Warzone players do it, but unless you have their movement, decision making, and aim, it is a lot harder than you might think to run into a zone and fight an enemy who is trying to hold you. So stay ahead of the gas or have a vehicle to take you to the next zone. If you are playing for the win, you should be focusing on getting into power positions that are already in the zone and probably in the next one or at least close to it so you can make a safe rotation. Now you got your loadout, you know how you are rotating or setting up. How do you engage and win gunfights? The biggest tip from this series is to be patient and hold power position. We don't have a lot of time to get into the details for this for both playstyles, going for kills or going for wins, but the biggest takeaway for both is trying to have an advantage over your enemy. High ground, using equipment, having hard cover, knowing where your enemy is, how they could push you, or how they have to rotate are a few examples of power positions or what advantages you are looking for. Take note of the players in this series, or top Warzone players, and how they or the enemy use this tip or don't. Just because you know where someone is, doesn't mean you should run after them. Before you push someone, did you get it down? Did you stun them? Are you out of their line of sight? If you can't answer yes to at least one of those, you probably should be patient until you can. If you are holding a power position and the enemy is pushing you or has to rotate through you, don't give up your position. They are in a weaker spot and you have an advantage over them. If you want a deeper breakdown of this tip, let me know down below, because this is a huge tip that I believe separates a below average player to those that are above average, the best Warzone players out there. If you're finding value out of this video, don't forget to hit that like button. You're all loaded up now, you're rotating and staying ahead of the gas, you are being patient and holding power positions, and now the difference between you winning the gunfight or winning the game is how you engage in the fight. This was another huge tip that was mentioned frequently in this series. How you engage, disengage, and re-engage in the fight will be the difference between winning and losing. The biggest takeaway is being unpredictable. If you continue to slow peek from the same angle, you will get owned. You lost the advantage and need to replate, reload, disengage, reset, and engage from a different position or angle. Here are a couple clips from top Warzone players utilizing this. We have JoeWo, who is known for being the movement king and having high kill games. We have this clip from him playing solo versus duos, how he engages, disengages, and then re-engages from a different angle, even after throwing a stun, because the only time I think aim assist is broken is during a stun. So if you come across a controller player's crosshair, they will still be able to hit you. After throwing a stun, to mitigate that advantage, put them at a disadvantage, re-engaging from a different angle. And now a clip of It's Iron, known for consistently winning, playing strategic, and outthinking his opponent, also utilizes this tip. Notice how he is being unpredictable with his movement and changing angles. Also, notice how the two enemies are not changing angles and are being predictable. If you want more videos on how to improve in Warzone, check out this playlist. Check out this video just for you. If you want more content like this to help you improve and play better in Warzone, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all that have subscribed, liked, and commented. I really appreciate it. Best of luck in your next games. Now, go get cracked in Warzone.